my brother? Hey, did I miss it last night? Sorry, man. I went out to the mall with my son. Went out and had some dinner and went shopping. My girls went with their mother to out of town to some wedding. Somebody on her man's side or something. Her new husband's sister or something got married. So I was just me and my boy last night. So we went out to the Mall of America, ate some good dinner, did some shopping. I actually ended up buying, I don't ever buy LeBron shoes. I ended up buying a pair of LeBrons. I forget which ones they are. They're like black and red. They're like pretty much all black, some red. Good morning, everybody. On the way to dispensary. Heck yeah, man. Rodolfo, shout out to you, my man. How you been? Hope all is good with you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for joining this morning. I should have put in the title too of my daughter because we really haven't talked much since Thursday. Thursday morning is when she graduated, which that was super, super cool. We'll start with that. So they filmed it because obviously families couldn't be there because of the whole COVID thing, which typically they are. Usually you get to go there for like family week, the week of graduation. You get to be there for the graduation. But they filmed it all on Facebook. They streamed it. So there's a link. And pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Pretty exciting. I talked to her. It's the first time I actually got to talk to her on the phone. She called me a little bit after graduation. We talked for like 15, 20 minutes. I couldn't talk long because it was early in the day on a work day, and I had a lot of calls coming in. But she got to tell me a little bit. She said during the forge, which is when they're out in the woods, they got to stay out there, sleep out there, live out there for 3 days. She said she probably was at a point where she was going to quit. She said after day 2, she said, they make them crawl they sleep during the day and they move during the night. And she said while they were moving during the night, there was a time where they had to crawl, I don't know how many miles, but they have people who are shooting machine guns and stuff like in the sky over them while they're doing it. And they have to wear like these bulletproof helmets, like all this stuff, like a thing on their body just in case a bullet or something by accident dropped or hit or something. And she said it was so heavy and it was so hot that she was like kind of panicking, like kind of getting a panic attack, like she couldn't breathe. I mean, she told me she was in tears. She just kept pushing through, but she was like in tears. She just kept going. And as they're going and they're crawling during this stretch, they've been going for so long and they're already so exhausted because they've been out there a full 24 hours plus. They think every time they get to a stop, they think, oh, this is where because it's like an open area, like they'll get to, oh, this is where we're going to get to stop and rest and camp up. And they don't get the word, they got to keep going. And she's like, that's where you start feeling super defeated. But she did it. Like I told her, I said, you at such a young age now, you've gone through probably the toughest thing you'll probably ever encounter in life. And put that into perspective. Other things that you have, challenges that you have in front of your life, like down the road, while there may be a lot of tough things, and there will be tough things that you encounter, you can always look back to this experience and look at this of what you accomplished and realize that nothing is too hard for you to get through. So I think she's got a pretty cool high head confidence. She's good. She's good. She made it to Virginia yesterday late afternoon. They actually didn't fly them, and she said that 70% of her party at boot camp was going to Virginia for some type of job training. So, all right, Vlogs, appreciate it, brother. Thanks. Tom T, what up, brother? So, yeah, what's her was? So she's actually going to be a cook She's actually going to be a cook. So she's in Virginia now to do her job training. She'll be there until like a week before Christmas. So she should be back like a week right before Christmas, which will be awesome. Be super exciting. I'm trying to figure out something to do for her. I really want to do something special when she gets back, like either a short trip, which is going to be difficult around Christmas time, and I don't know how much she can travel outside of traveling when she's got to travel for the military. But I don't know. I want to find her, do something special for her. So it's just a huge accomplishment she's done. I'm just so proud of her. So, all right. So next, let's talk a little NFL. What up, Dent? How you doing, man? Fester, what up, brother? Yeah, we got some big. I guess I should have put that in the title as well. I believe it is 4V. Yes, Tom. I believe that is it. Yes, 4V. Do what Jimmy did. Some packs in the mountains and Poli 101. Yeah, right. Well, we did. Me and her have done trips. So we were actually going to do a trip this last spring, and it got shut down because once COVID hit, we actually already had I had the plane tickets, I had the hotel, I had everything already set up, and then COVID hit. We were uncertain, and then she was already committed, and then they put on a thing where they couldn't travel, so we had to cancel it. I got all my money back. But the year before that, we went to California for like 3 days. It's funny because I wasn't doing any streaming or anything. I was kind of in a break mode right then. I wish I would have streamed some of that trip. That was a fun trip. We went for like 3 days. So, Wattmaster, Fort Lee, Virginia, nice. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll probably try to find something. We'll do something. We went to California. We went to California to beach for a walk. We went to the Santa Monica Pier. We took Ubers and stuff. We went out to Hollywood Boulevard. We walked Hollywood Boulevard. We went up in the Beverly Hills. We took one of those Hollywood tours up in the Beverly Hills. So, yeah, we had an awesome trip. We were going to go, I think it was San Diego is where we had booked. It's been a while now. But I'm a gun bunny, king of battle homie. Nice. Awesome. Cool. My son lives about 30 minutes north of Fort Lee. He's a police officer here. Nice. It's awesome, man. Again, thank you for his service as a police officer. I get to go give me first prize estimates for any visit. Nice, man. Zach. Remember, in that dude that I showed you, Keith Kalfas, that YouTuber, motivational guy, the guy that started, he's an entrepreneur as well. He speaks to a lot of business people. People fly him into conventions to talk, to give motivational speeches about starting businesses, about marketing. He's a very motivational guy. One of his biggest things that he always says is he goes and does a lot of his, like, trying to get jobs and estimates and stuff. He does those on the weekends. He does them on Saturday mornings, early afternoons. So he talks about, the hustle never ends, right? You got to constantly be hustling. I'm going to drop these packages off super quick inside. They're already got labels, and then I'll be right back. So you guys keep each other company. Be right back, and we'll start talking some NFL. And we also got the UFC. And guys, if you're UFC fans, don't forget, they're in Abu Dhabi. So the fights start at like 11 a.m. The main card starts at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I'll give you my takes in a minute. Holy buckets. All right. Anybody else that wears glasses when you wear those masks? Sucks. You can't see because the fog's up. Actually, I can't wear my glasses, which I'd like to when I play cards at the casino. Because you gotta wear a mask at the table, right? It's too hard, it fogs up. So, alright. Get a coffee machine. Just, nice, man. Yeah, so, well, I'll talk a little bit about that before we get into the NFL and the UFC stuff today. So, I bought one of those, like, Krieg, well, however you pronounce it, machine. I like cappuccinos, frappuccinos with, like, extra shots. So I got one of those. I got a decent one. And I got, like, all the different, like, it's supposed to be, like, from, like, the high-end, or, like, the different company stuff. And every time I made one, it wasn't sweet enough for me. And I don't want to be adding a bunch of extra sugar on top of whatever it's already made with. So it was always too sweet. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are black coffee. I mean, I think Jimmy Guns is even a black coffee guy, if I recall. I can't do that. Like, it's got to have some real flavor to it. It's got to be sweet. Otherwise, I can't drink it. And it probably messes up my stomach. Because it gives me, like, heartburn because of the citric-y, the acids, and whatever else that are in it. Man, I can't do it. What's up, Douglas D? How you doing, man? But yeah, I got a Krieg, and every time I did, it just wouldn't. I didn't like it, so I ended up actually giving it. I used it like 5 times, cleaned it all out good, and gave it to my man Lance, up north Lance, when he stopped by, for him and his wife to use. He's milk and sugar. I got 2 types of degrees. Well, yeah, that would, Rodolfo, that would definitely. I would be doing the same thing. I would be forcing myself to, like, if I wanted coffee, to do the black, just do the black if I had that as well, which I'm surprised I don't personally have, because I'm such a sweet tooth and a sugar head. But anyway, all right, so let's talk a little NFL, and then we'll talk a little UFC, and then we'll get you guys on your way, because again, the UFC is early today. They're in Abu Dhabi. Prelims, I think, start at 11 a.m. Main card, 1 p.m. So, Rodolfo says Steelers. Yeah, the Steelers are playing. Who are they playing again? Who's Pittsburgh got this week? Here we go, he says. So, I'll start with the quarterbacks, what I like. Obviously, I like Kyler Murray again this week. Russell Wilson's going to be a popular play. There's a quarterback that I really like this week, and I thought he's going to be higher owned. From what I'm seeing from other touts and people who give information to people, and people take their advice, Justin Herbert. I love Justin Herbert this week. And I love going to somebody like Herbert over a Wilson, over a Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson even though those are guys that are up there on my list. I'm cool with like a Herbert and a Henry stack. I'm a big fan of a Herbert-Henry stack. You could go Keenan Allen, you could get cute, and you could throw in that, what's that dude's Guyton? I'm sure he's going to be cheap, right? He's 6'6". Tom Brady, yeah, man. Antonio Brown, that was big news too, huh? You know what's crazy is what started all that was the Seahawks were going to meet with him. And then Tom Brady put in the work and ended up getting his boy to basically get signed quick. And I knew that was going to happen once Brady got involved, because Antonio Brown has always stressed that, you know, he even considers Tom Brady the GOAT. And he loved playing with him for like the 1 or 2 games they played together with. I would take Wilson coming off the bye. Yeah, I mean, Wilson is a great play as well. He's going to be way more expensive. So, what is he, 8,400 on FanDuel? I don't remember what he is on DK off the top of my head. Herbert is, what, 70-something? 75, 76? So, yeah, I mean, Wilson's always going to be a fine play. Wilson's kind of like a Cam Newton when it comes to DFS now, where he's pretty much a lock to give you a solid floor regardless of what happens in the ceiling, to where he's safe enough in cash games. Again, the only problem you run into is salaries, right? He's $8,000 or $800 or $700 more, like when you're talking FanDuel pricing. So, but yes, Wilson is fine. People really love Tyler Lockett. You can go Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. You know, you could stack one or stack two if you want. If you're going to play both those receivers, you have to play Russell Wilson. It makes no sense for you to do a two-player receiver stack and not correlate it with Russell Wilson. So, running backs, Kareem Hunt's going to be very popular this week. So we got Kareem Hunt, we got Giovanni Bernard. He's super cheap. Mike Davis, Alvin Kamara is going to be like probably at least 40-50% owned, I would say. But when Michael Thomas is out, we know what he does. I think the last two times Michael Thomas was out, he scored almost 40, at least in FanDuel, almost 40 FanDuel points. I think he had 38.3, and like 38 something or 37 something the week before. So Kamara's pretty much going to be your go-to guy. Now, there is a guy that can rob his touchdowns, though, right? So Kamara will be used heavily down the field, right? He'll get a lot of receptions as well, which is even better in DK because you get the full point PPR, point per reception. But another guy that could be sneaky is Latavius Murray, because when the Saints get down goal line, they get down within the 5, you see it all too often. Murray comes in for Kamara. So you got that touchdown upside for Latavius Murray when everybody else is going to be looking at just straight Kamara. You don't want to throw away or Burbank. Yes. Yeah, seriously, send him to Rodolfo, man. He's the guy. He's the biggest Steelers fan out there. So, Michael Thomas, Samuel, yes, they're both out. So, then that brings also Traquan Smith. Here's the problem. Whenever there is a player that points so easily on paper to, hey, this guy should have a decent day because X is out, Y is out, Z is out, it never works out usually, right? It's always somebody else. There's always some other guy that comes through to make things happen. Now, Kamara is somebody who will get he's going to get the points and stuff regardless, right? It depends on how many touchdowns he gets. Yeah, Jared Cook is a great look as well. That's what I would say. You need to start looking other places where other people are going to look. Now, people will look at Jared Cook, but one, most people will not play two tight ends. They won't use a tight end as their flex player. So they have to decide on which tight end they want. So that's where, again, Jared Cook's ownership is going to be lower because people are going to see other tight ends in much better spots, you know, like a Hunter Henry per se, right? So as much as I'm not a fan of a two tight end stack in a lineup for GPPs, sometimes you have to get cute and you have to get different to make your lineups correlate and run different. I have Winston jersey. I'm going to burn the day's rule. Nice. I hear Ryan Clark mention Derrick Henry, that he couldn't bully anyone. Ooh, as big as it says. That's crazy. So that's another guy that I like. He's just so expensive, man. Derrick Henry. And for, respectively so. he put up 200 and some plus yards, 2 TDs last week. I mean, the dude is just a monster. He can let loose. How many guys his size can you see break like a 94-yard touchdown like that? And he's done it more than one time. I think he broke like an 80-some yard run last year when I took down that GPP, when I won that 12.5 Gs. I'm pretty sure he did. And then he got like 2 or 3 touchdowns. Okay, so, yeah, hang on. Let me finish up this, and then we'll talk UFC here in a minute. So, receivers, we kind of touched on running backs, receivers, and I'm going to do one of these tomorrow morning again, more than likely. I am going to probably go play cards tonight, but I'm not going to try to drink as much tonight. I'm going to have some drinks, but be feeling better to do the stream in the morning, tomorrow morning. So we'll touch on more of my final picks for the NFL. Let's see, receivers, like I said, Tyler Lockett's going to be chalky. He's going to be popular. DK Metcalf, Galladay, Robbie Anderson. I'm trying to think of who else I had on the top of my list. That's probably about it. I won 12.5 Gs last year. Almost a year ago. It was in November, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I won 12.5 grand. I took down it was one of those roto grinders, $5 single entries with like 40,000 people in it. I took it down last year. Yep. I had Sam Darnold at 4% ownership. He had like 28, 30 points. One of his best games of his career. I had Derrick Henry, Leonard Fournette. God, I have screenshots, obviously, of when I won it and took it down, but I don't remember the whole lineup off the top of my head. But it was Darnold, it was Derrick Henry. I had Derrick Henry and Leonard Fournette in the late games, the 3 o'clock games, and I think only one of them were heavily owned, and I just kept climbing because they both had huge games. They had both had 2 or 3 touchdown games. So, but yeah, tight ends, I already kind of said, like, the big one is Hunter Henry for me. Jared Cook we talked about, with there being so few weapons in New Orleans. You still got Kamara there, though, that's going to eat it up. Defenses, Dallas Cowboys, I love on FanDuel. Redskins, DK or FanDuel. Washington Redskins aren't a bad defense. And again, defense is just, it's really just a crapshoot, man. I wish they would get rid of defense in DFS. I really wish they would. I understand why they do it, because it's such a high variance play, and the greatest of the greats couldn't figure out who is going to get lucky and who's going to get a pick 6 for sure this week, or who's going to run one back for sure. So I know that it helps level out the playing field, because you have that one position where even if you're the best of the best, it's almost impossible to, you're taking a stab, you're taking a guess to get it right. So, all right, so let's talk a little bit UFC. And really the main factor, the main fight people are all hyped up around is Khabib and Justin Gaethje. Now, for any of you guys who don't know, I've been a Justin Gaethje fan for a very, very, very long time. He is not new to MMA. He is not new to the MMA scene. He's been fairly new to the UFC because it took the UFC forever, because he was in his other contract negotiations with other professional fight organizations, not as good as the UFC, but he was getting paid regardless. And I wish he played with Sam Darnold. Yeah, I mean, they're saying that he might come to Minnesota. I don't know. We'll see. People are saying Minnesota would be the right fit for him. How he plays in the offenses, we'll see. I don't know. We got Cousins with that huge contract we're locked into, which scares me. We could always get out of that somehow. You got to find someone to pick it up. So here's the thing, guys. When you look at Gaethje, this is going back to even just the Ferguson fight. I was saying against Tony Ferguson that he had a very good chance at beating Ferguson. People don't realize how good Gaethje is, his wrestling is like world class. World class. What up, Guns? How you doing, brother? His wrestling is at the top of the top. His strength is absolutely insane. When they interview guys that he's fought and he gets them down and he's all over them and he mauls them, guys talk about how incredibly strong he is and how well he is at controlling you, especially if you're on the ground. Now, Khabib says he wants to take it to the ground at some point. I think this is going to be a big banger, and Khabib, I don't think, wants to throw hands with Justin Gaethje. Because Gaethje has got Khabib's got a solid chin too, but Gaethje's got an incredibly strong chin. He can take a lot of shots, and he will eat up shots to come back and counter back on your ass. And when he does a lot of damage. Saw what he did to Tony Ferguson, man. It was insane. People were shocked at what he was doing to Ferguson. But that's nothing new for Gaethje. That's what he's been doing his whole life. He's been a world champ in different organizations for many, many years. The one big thing he talks about is his ability and one of his biggest things is his ability and his way with his feet. And the way he uses his feet to encounter and either engage or disengage his range with who he's fighting. I need someone to school me. Oh, man, it's so much fun. What up, Brady? How you been, brother? Hang on one second, guys. I gotta get my thingy ordered here in a minute. But Khabib is no slouch, guys. Could you imagine that being your job? Wake up. Yeah, just go kick ass, Jimmy. Yeah, can I get a Venti Caramel Urban Crunch with 2 shots of espresso, please?
Did you want the shots of espresso blended in or put on?
You could just put them in there.
Alright, can I get you anything else?
That's it.
Good, 809.
Thanks. So, alright. So, Khabib is no slouch. I'm a huge fan of Khabib as well. I am so torn on this fight. And it's crazy for me to sit here when I've been a Gaethje fan for so many years. It's crazy for me to sit here and even think or look and say, wow, Justin Gaethje and Khabib are going to throw down today in the main event. Justin has a shot at being the ultimate world champ. Not an intern, not a whatever, which he won. Did you see him in the pictures the other day? They gave him his intern belt, and he said, I don't want it. He said, I want that one. The one that Khabib's got. Guys, if you've not been a huge fan of UFC or you're kind of into it, but you're not, I would tell you, I don't work for the UFC, but this is one card that I would definitely watch, especially the Khabib and Justin fight. This could be, they're already saying it could be one of the biggest fights ever. And it's still crazy. It's still crazy to me to think Justin Gaethje's name in a fight that's going to be the biggest fight possibly to ever take place or ever happen. Dude, Justin Gaethje would murder Conor McGregor. Do you know how Conor gets, when he gets controlled to the ground, all they have to do is put him in a rear naked chokehold or anything. Like, all they got to do is submit him. His jiu-jitsu sucks. He's an all right wrestler. But when you got somebody like Gaethje, who is just an insane, he just keeps coming at you, and he's not going to stop. He's going to be relentless, and he's just going to keep mauling you. Man, that's a whole different beast, man. That's a whole different beast. That's a guy that, for some people, it's like having a 200-pound man on you, and they're fighting at what weight? Khabib wrestles bears. He does wrestle bears. No, and that's what I'm saying. Khabib is no slouch. Khabib is absolutely no slouch. Not a slouch at all. But if you guys think Conor McGregor can do damage from a punch, you guys haven't watched Justin Gaethje fight. He is going to... they're probably both going to get pretty messed up during this fight. There's going to be a lot of damage done to both guys, I think. It's going to be a fucking all-out battle, guys. Like, this is what we've been waiting for.
Hello.
Hi.
809.
All right. I'll do this, and then can you let me know what the car behind me, the total is?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't know who's gonna win the fight. But somebody had asked me, is Khabib gonna murder him or is Khabib gonna beat him? Gaethje, I wouldn't say that with ease. I would not say that with any kind of ease. It's either gonna be a crazy battle or end very quickly. Yeah.
7:55.
Yeah. So go ahead and do that, and then just give me like $1 back.
Okay.
Take care of theirs as well. What's up, Shakarat? Yeah, it's either gonna be. And I think you're gonna find out that it's gonna go rounds, because I don't think Khabib can finish him in the first round. Number one.
Alright, that's it. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
have a great day.
Yep, thank you. I don't think Khabib can finish Gaethje. He's not going to be able to knock him out in the first round. And as much as I think Gaethje could possibly do that, I don't think it's going to happen. And here's the thing. Khabib wants this to go into late rounds, because Khabib has made it very clear. Khabib has made this very, very clear in the interviews that he feels Gaethje is at the top of the game in the first round. He feels Justin Gaethje is the most dangerous fighter in the world in round one. He said very clearly that in like rounds 2, 3, 4, or getting into the deep rounds, the deep waters, he said that he's just a normal average fighter. So Khabib wants to weather through. Khabib wants to get through that first round, which the first round could be really nothing. The first round could be them just trying to get timing, get distance, feel each other out. I mean, that's ultimately what the first round could end up being. It could be almost nothing. There could be very little contact between each other, and people are going to probably boo and be like, man, this is stupid, this sucks. But if people understand what like world championship fighting is about, one little fuck up and it could end everything. So they're very strategic in what they do. It's all about timing, it's all about range, it's all about the right time, it's all about positioning, you know. I think it's gonna be quick, man. I think it's just gonna be a super fucking brawl. I think on a stand, and I think when they go toe to toe, I think there's gonna be a lot of crazy exchanges where you're gonna be like, holy shit. Like, you're gonna see some Khabib hit him and Gaethje hit him back, and you're gonna see these guys, and you're gonna be like, holy shit. Like, if this was so and so or another guy, that guy would have been fucking knocked out right there, and they're just gonna keep coming at each other. I think that's what we're gonna see today, guys. What's the over/under? I haven't even looked at the over/under. I'm positive Khabib is favored for sure. I would put money on Gaethje. Now here's the other thing. Khabib struggled to make weight, right? So he's got that lingering. Not that that's the biggest deal. He did end up making weight, but he had a hard weight cut. He had a very hard weight cut, and he's been away for so long. You know, some of me tells me he's gonna like just go insane and go crazy and just have extra power behind him with his father in his mind, because he lost his father. His father passed. But then another part of me says maybe too much emotion is going to get in the way. I don't know, man. That's the thing. We don't know somebody else's mindset. We don't know where they're sitting, where they stand. As strong and as whatever controlled we think they are, or we feel we see them, we see somebody else, we have no clue. We have absolutely zero. You know, we know this has been very hard for him. His father was not only his father was his coach. I mean, there's a lot there. It's not just, hey, I lost my dad. you know, whatever, sucks. Like, this man was in his corner for every one of his fights. There's just a lot of things. Him not seeing his dad there, like when he goes in between rounds, him not having his dad, you know, kicking him in the ass and telling him to you know, strengthen up, get going. I don't know, man. So, but yeah, I would put money, personally, I'd put money on Gaethje, because I think if you're trying to win money, if you're going to win it, Gaethje. Get some fast food breakfast quick. Hello? Hi, can I get a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin, please? That's it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. What else we got? Yeah, somebody check the line and let me know. Balls, are you still in here? What is the over-under on the fight? Who's watching the fights today? Let me know. Tell me in the chat if you're watching the fights today. Like I said, they're going to be on soon. The prelims start at 11. The main card starts at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 Eastern Time. Anybody still here? Did I lose you guys? Tell me, did I lose you? Must have lost you guys. Bueller? I'm here. Shaq says he's here. Shaq, are you watching the fights today? Anyone watching the fights? Wow, yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like right there. That's what I like right there. 4.5 rounds, Gaethje plus 255. People were thinking Ferguson, man. People were thinking he couldn't beat Ferguson. People were shitting on Gaethje's name, which I thought was hilarious. And some people feel Ferguson could beat Khabib. Well, if people think Ferguson could beat Khabib, you saw what the fuck Gaethje did to Ferguson. He mauled him. Like, it was a... Ferguson was like a punching bag for him, where he just got to keep throwing strikes. Go, go, go. I got a blaster, an absolute football blaster I bought from somebody on Twitter. Paid a little extra, but I wanted to rip something. I can't find anything ever. I almost pulled the trigger. Khabib minus, yeah, look at that. That's crazy, man. Some money on Gaethje, guys. I was so hesitant. I wanted to buy a box of Mosaic Hobby Football. I think somebody was selling them for like $6.25 or $6.75, but it was somebody on Twitter, right? And they sell a bunch of boxes, hobby boxes, but they didn't have a very big following. Not to say that means anything, but I wasn't following the guy, which that doesn't mean anything either. But I don't know, man. It's hard to send somebody $600. Yeah. It's hard to send somebody, you know, like 600 some bucks when you don't know. Thank you. When you don't know. I don't know. It's just, for me, that's a little too leery, to be honest. Appreciate it, man. Yep, have a good day. All right. Oh, crap. All right. Well, guys, I don't think I got much more, man. We've kind of went through it all already. Seems like you guys are kind of dying out in the chat. You're not in the chatting mood anymore. Not getting much for chat. So, guys, enjoy your day. Like I said, I think I'm going to go. I've been stuck inside for the last 2 weekends. I think I'm going to go play some cards tonight. Play some blackjack. watch the fights this afternoon, obviously, play some blackjack tonight, and then get ready for some football tomorrow, guys. So, appreciate all you guys stopping in. You know I love y'all. Yeah, I'll try to be back on tomorrow for sure. I'm gonna try to not drink too much tonight so that I can get up at a good time. Probably just get a hotel room, stay at the casino, get up and check it out. Lots of money, 2 cents. Yeah, exactly, Shaq. Like $600 plus to send to someone to not know. That's too tough for me, man. Too tough. So, all right, guys. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Let's go. Let's go Gaethje, even though I like them both. I love them both. I love both these fighters. It's going to be such a fun fight. We are privileged to be able to watch these two guys go in the cage and fight each other. It's just insane, man. Insane. So if you can watch it, get out and watch it. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a fun one. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow, guys. I love y'all, man. Take care. Have a great weekend. Peace.